click on my activities, it gives me nothing.
Yep, I got it. We're perfect.
Awesome.
We're recording now.
And when it
All
gets
right,
done,
Coach, are we good to go?
hey, y'all ready? You ready? Got handouts? We get ready to review. We're going to get on this thing. Hey, we talking to you. You good? All right, we're good, Coach. Let's get it.
Okay, welcome back. Session 2, Elite Performance Training. I'm Coach Macy. As a reminder, it's so good to see everybody. I got a quick question. How do you feel?
Good. Great.
How good?
Amazing.
Amazing, Coach Adams. How do you feel? I feel amazing. So does everybody have a pen or a pencil in their hand? Does everybody have one? Raise it up if you got it. All right, I want you to put that pen between your teeth. And I want you to say, I feel amazing. 1, 2, 3.
I
I feel amazing. Okay, now I want you to take that same pen and I want you to put it between your lips. And I want you to say, I feel amazing. Which time did you really feel amazing?
Before you
when you put it between your teeth, because you can't help but smile. So when you guys see each other in those morning trainings, or when you come out of the weight room and you have a really, really tough weight training session, I want the coaches to remind you each day, put that pencil between your teeth, because we are so blessed and we are so grateful to have an opportunity to play this game that we love so much. But to play this game that we love so much, we want to remind you all that you've got to learn to play with other types of balls. So the snowball, Coach Lisa talked to you yesterday about Fi plus T multiplied by G equals M. And M is momentum. So as a reminder, what is momentum? Momentum for me is you take a snowball and you take another snowball and you put it together. But the problem is that players your age want to take one snowball, two snowballs, take it together and throw it. How far do these two snowballs go? Not very far. How much impact do they have once they land? Not a great impact. But if you'll take a snowball, put it on a snowball, take another snowball, take another snowball, take another snowball, pack it, work it, because there's $1 million under that gym floor. Then what you do is you roll your now ice, that snow, down the hill. And what's happening when that ice rolls down the hill? It builds momentum. And as it builds momentum and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, when it hits and it impacts, it makes a greater and a larger impact. So all we're looking for every day are micro wins. And these micro wins will be things like giving it your best effort when you show up to the weight room, coming in and increasing your field goal percentage from the free throw line or the 3-point line, or makes with no defense. Those are micro wins every day. It doesn't go from being a 55% free throw shooter to a 75% free throw shooter overnight. It takes micro daily wins. The micro daily win, choosing the water over the lemonade. The micro daily win is putting your phone away and being able to get an extra 30 minutes of good quality sleep at night. Because something that maybe you didn't know, that I guarantee the coaches on this call are going to pay close attention to. When we work with our players on recovery from injury, one of the number one things is this: how your body reproduces and brings blood flow, because the blood flow is what's healing these injuries. So if you have a bum ankle because you sprained your ankle, did you know when you sleep between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., that's when your body's regenerating that blood that works for what? For healing and recovery. So you all need to be asleep from 11 to 4 so that your body can properly heal. What I will tell you that we tell our college team, you can't sleep for 4 hours in the middle of the day and another 4 hours at night and expect to equal 8. You've got to make sure that you're getting great quality sleep. That's micro wins at your age. Putting the phone down, getting more rest, drinking more water, understanding that your body is primarily made up as water, and we need to let these emotions run through us. Inside the training, we have 3 pillars. Elite performers leave nothing to chance ever. So we're not going to forget our socks. We're not forgetting our game jersey because we're going to make sure we're packing the night before. We leave nothing to chance ever. Elite performers believe that consistency is the truest measure of performance. Anyone can have a good day, a good week, a good month. Sometimes people have a good year. We want to extend that out and work with you on sustainability. What happens once you get to a 3% level and now you're looking at a 0.5% for improvement to maybe become the most elite college player you can be, or potentially one day some of you in the room aspire to be professional players. And the final pillar of our training is elite performers never recruit their own problems. So we don't go from the academic world and we don't have maybe a great day academically in our test scores. We don't take that one problem and then go to the basketball court and have 2 problems and then potentially go into our beautiful locker room that's just been renovated and then have 3 problems. So elite performers never recruit their own problems. They leave nothing to chance ever. And they believe that consistency is the truest measure of performance. We also gave you yesterday a stick example. And what we said is this is green and this is the zone. Some of you had experienced that. Some of you are like, man, that zone feels like magic. Through the work with us, we're going to teach you how this isn't a magical area. This is, you can be at your best when it's time to be at your best, which is a green zone. What we want to stay away from is this red zone. This is a high cortisol producing zone that if a lion was chasing you, you will be in a red zone. There's nothing happening to you academically. There's nothing happening to you inside of your basketball world that should feel like a lion is chasing you. Now, this capacity area, as a quick reminder, this is what God sprinkled on you. It said, boom, we're at capacity here. So he gave you certain height, certain speed, certain strength. Now you're at capacity. What will you choose to do from your capacity? Now, if you choose not to sleep and choose to eat garbage, put input equals output. So you put bad stuff in, now you're not increasing this capacity. This magic green area will feel magical. But if you take everything you've been gifted and then every day you are multiplying these gifts, this area is much easier to get to. This area rarely happens. And that is our goal for you. The other goal we have for you is we want you to identify quickly what are potential red bricks in your life, because what you learned is all of these green brick micro wins and these small habits, you can have all of these. You see all these little small green I've got? They're nothing compared to the power of a red brick. A red brick could be a human in your life. Maybe it's someone you're dating. Maybe it's someone at school. Maybe it's a situation of someone inside of a locker room. We want to identify red bricks inside of our world and do the best to minimize when we can, remove red bricks when we can, as well as remember, red bricks could also be habits. So for me, man, I'm addicted to sugar. Anything with a bag of candy, I love it. So that is a red brick for me. I want to challenge you guys to get to the 3%. You need to understand, do you have red bricks in your life that you know today you can remove them? Some of them may be this thing right here that is removable. If it's your mom and dad, it's a little more tricky to remove a red brick. But if it's sugar, or it is the cell phone, or it is a bad scenario of someone that you're dating or someone on Snapchat, then I want you to be really, really aware to have a catalyst for courage to remove those red bricks. Now, I have our other head coaches here. So this is Coach Lisa from yesterday, who I heard had an amazing time with you all. She was fired up to work with you. I am excited for the work that she's going to do today. And then as a reminder, tomorrow you have a solo coach, and Coach Hannah is coming in, and her topic is going to be all around that lion chasing us, where she's going to talk to you about fear and how to remove that specifically right away with your group, but also individually for yourselves. Coach Lisa, take it away. High five. Have a great time with them.
Thank you, Coach. All right. She can't help herself. She loves this information, as do I, because guess what? Nothing in your life changes until you change. So I know some of you yesterday, you mentioned your FI is to win a championship as a team. Okay, so raise your hands. How many in the room want to play college basketball, want to play basketball at the next level? Okay, almost, I think almost all of you do, right? And you guys aren't quite there yet, but we're building to get there. And so part of this training, EQ, is understanding your own emotions, understanding the emotions of others, and understanding emotions within an environment. And when we're able to do that, we are able to, as Coach said, perform at our best. Right? So can anybody identify a moment when we're on this temperature stick when we go into the red? Somebody give me an example going into the red.
Hunger.
What?
Hunger.
Hunger. You're hungry.
Hungry.
Angry. Sorry. Angry.
Angry. Why did you get angry? What was the situation that caused that feeling?
Because Trinity keeps trying to correct me.
What?
Coach is when he gets corrected, he gets angry.
Lillian, what makes you mad? Lillian, what makes you mad? She always got something to be mad at. What is? Give me one.
Mario makes me mad. No.
Maddie, what makes you mad?
Nothing?
All right, we got some answers. Think about it. What you got?
When you try to correct me in a harsh manner.
Would you try to correct her in a harsh manner?
Correction in a harsh manner makes you mad. Okay, what happens when you get mad? What do we generally do? When we get mad, we are frustrated. We generally make a decision that when we think about it later, we're like, man, I really wish I wouldn't have said that. Or I really wish I wouldn't have done that. I'll use an example in my own example. So like I said yesterday, I used to be a head coach. I was a Division II college head coach. And during the COVID season, we didn't get to have any fans in our gym. So we would play back-to-back games, no fans, just the two teams, the scorer's bench, and the officials, right? And one of the things that happens with me personally is when I get frustrated that our team isn't playing well, the officials are making bad calls, at least in my mind, they're making bad calls, my perception of reality. And I'll take that anger and I will just push it down and push it down and push it down. I don't want to get angry, right? Because when we're angry, we don't make great decisions, but I'm just pushing that. Remember, I'm an energy person. I'm pushing that energy down and it's like a tea kettle. And eventually that thing's going to explode. And so what happened with me is I usually took it out on the officials. How many of you guys get angry at officials? Any of you get angry at officials? Yeah. Okay. Well, in one of my games, the ball comes rolling over to me during the COVID year. And I'm so angry inside. I take that ball, man, and I whip it underhand, like fast pitch softball at the official. And she puts her hands up and that thing's going like 60 miles an hour and it just smacks her hands and goes down. Guess what happened? Yeah, I got a technical, right? And I thought about that later. And I had great assistant coaches, and my assistant coaches kind of laughed and they were like, she should have caught that. But what I felt later was a little bit of shame, actually. And so now, not only did I was offensive to an official and got a technical, but I also started recruiting my own negative emotion, staying in the red and feeling a little bit of guilt and shame. Do you guys see how that works? And so when we can recognize that we're starting to feel that emotion, we can start making decisions to pull us back into the gold, making these micro, as Coach was saying, these micro green bricks throughout the course of our day, right? And so that we don't make negative decisions that are going to cause us to look back later and be like, I really wish I wouldn't have done that, or I really wish I shouldn't have said those things, right? It's not to say that green bricks aren't going to happen. Green bricks are going to happen in your life. All right. Red bricks are going to happen in your life. Red things are going to occur to you. It's how do we handle those situations? Okay. So one little tool that we actually use is something called Control-Alt-Delete. Now, Control-Alt-Delete, that's on the computer. Some of you guys don't know that, but so I'll use a cell phone example. So what happens when your cell phone starts going wonky? What do we need to do? How do we reset that thing?
Turn it off and on.
Yeah, so you got to hold those two buttons, right? Sometimes you got to hold the buttons and then you slide it and you turn it off and then you turn it back on. So we reset. So you guys can practice this with your emotions, right? In practice or in a game. When something is starting to pull you in that direction, you start feeling, right? Remember that the sheet from yesterday. Somebody said, hey, I got sweaty palms, or my stomach starts to hurt. Or for me, like sometimes my neck is starting to bother me because I'm starting to feel the cortisol, the emotions of stress. Well, I have something called a touchstone. So when I was coaching, if I would have actually practiced this, I would have went over to the side of the bench and I had this little touchstone and I would have just rubbed this touchstone rather than firing that ball at the official, right? So I know some people like to use rubber bands. Maybe you snap. So this is your reset. This is when you start to feel these emotions. Cortisol, remember, 1,000 times more powerful than these bricks, these green bricks that you're building. So we want to make sure that we eliminate them. So we have a physical thing that we can do to reset ourselves, just like the cell phone. Does that make sense? Okay. Did you guys do the exercise with the backpack?
No, we're gonna do it after we're done today.
Okay. So then you're going to have a better idea of what are red events in your life. And then you'll also have a better idea of what are green events in your life. Can somebody tell me what they did this morning, their morning routine?
I woke up and then I brushed my teeth,
Mm-hmm.
washed my face,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got in the car and went to school.
What was the thing before you got in the car and went to school?
Put on my clothes.
Put on your clothes. Did any of those things start to build green bricks in your day?
No.
No. Okay, so that's part of this, right? So with EQ, we're saying you can get 7 to 10% better. If I told you, if you shoot 100 free throws and you can make 10 more than you normally would you do it? 7 to 10 more? Like if you were making 80 out of 100 and I told you could make 87 to 90, would you do the activity to get that much better?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? And so part of this training is, okay, when we start our morning, when we start our day off, we're at capacity. We're in the goal. We're here. But how do we keep moving ourselves higher up into the gold, almost into the green, so that when things happen, when we have those red brick moments and throughout the course of the day or once in the day, that you're not being pulled into the red? What are some things that we could do in the morning?
Drink water.
Drink water. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Did anybody do that this morning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Good. So you're trying to be not trying, you're working to be in the top 3%, right? What else?
Play music.
Play music. What kind of music?
Gospel.
R&B.
R&B. Something that makes you feel good, right? And I could already tell when you guys walked in to the room today versus yesterday, your energy was way better. Could you guys feel that?
Yeah.
Energy is real, right? We are mostly energy. So if you're listening to music that is depressing or that is degrading and it's not making you feel good, That's not a green brick. Okay. So we, again, green bricks, and we want to keep building these up. What else could we do in the morning?
Meditate.
Meditation. We practiced, what was that? Probably 2 minutes of meditation yesterday. I hear a lot of people say, I don't have time to meditate. Well, you don't have time to close your eyes and visualize something that makes you feel good? Because that's all meditation is. Meditation is the ability to know ourselves better. So we just turn off our senses for a second, sight, maybe turn off anything that we're hearing here, and we start to calm ourselves down. When we do that, our brain is actually slowing down. And when our brain slows down, we're able to be more creative. Okay. So the science actually says that when we meditate, we go into a certain brainwave state that we're in when we're kids. Remember when you were a kid, did you ever play like imaginary? Did anybody have any imaginary friends?
Gigi still does.
Yeah, Gigi still does. Good. I like that. All right. Well, like sometimes kids they'll get a broomstick and they're riding on the broomstick like it's a horse. That's because they don't know the difference. Their brain is actually slowed down. It's in a brainwave state that they're just being creative. And so that's what we do when we meditate. So if you start that in the morning as a practice, you can actually map out your day. Your body, your mind is so intelligent that it doesn't know the difference between an actual event and what you're thinking. So this can affect you both positively and negatively, right? Can anybody remember a negative thing that's happened in their life? Remember yesterday I talked about my dog passing away. Well, for a while when I would come up the stairs, because my dogs sleep upstairs, for a while when I would come up the stairs, I would remember finding my dog who passed away. And then I would feel that emotion inside of me. I would feel sadness. And I would feel a little bit of fear too. Like I'm afraid that my other dog might be gone. And so our brain doesn't differentiate between the actual event and the memory of the event. And so that's a feedback loop. If I continue that feedback loop, then I'm going to constantly be afraid to walk up the stairs in the morning. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because that event already happened. It's in the past. It's no longer happening. Okay, so you guys could do that from a negative standpoint, but we can also do that from a positive standpoint. Imagine if you woke up in the morning, you closed your eyes, and you thought about how a perfect day would go. Let me call one of you guys out. Let's Gigi, what would your perfect day look like?
My perfect day?
Yeah.
Okay. First things first, I'll wake up. Before looking at my phone, I'll look over and see if anyone texts me, if any emergencies. Get up, brush my teeth, get dressed for the day, and listen to some little bit of Rod Wave. Get some nice breakfast, sit down, just look outside, what's breakfast, get a little breeze on my face, and call some of my friends, say, hey, what's up? See everyone's fine, call some family, and just chill.
Yeah, and how do you feel in all those moments?
Very happy, very relaxed.
Say that again.
Very happy, very relaxed.
Okay. And you did you feel happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you feel joy?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you feel excited to talk to your family?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So imagine that if you created that day in your mind before it happens, and you had that feeling before it happens. So if you just close your eyes briefly, that wouldn't take that long, right? You close your eyes in the morning and you map out that whole day, right? So that's another way to build these green bricks, right? Those are habits. So I got to tell you something though. So here's a little secret. 97% of the people actually are doing that in the morning. But we want to be in the top 3%. So what does that mean? We got to do something uncommon. What would that look like? What if we did that at night as well? What if we had not only an AM routine, but we also had a PM routine? Because you want to be in the top 3%. You all want to play college basketball. Well, guess what? Every college basketball player that I know has a morning routine. They just do. You can't just roll out of bed and expect to be at your best. So if you want to be in the top 3%, you start building a PM routine. What would a PM routine look like?
Putting away your clothes at night.
Okay, putting away your clothes at night. Yeah. What else?
Clean your room.
Getting in the shower.
Shower, good.
Getting good rest.
Getting good rest, good. Okay. Yes. How am I? We like to say, so Coach showed the book, right? And that was Jenny with the car. And in that book, she talks about roundabouts. We're going to have events in our life. And when we start to a roundabout, we yield. We don't just stop. You know, I'm on the West Coast. I don't have a ton of roundabouts, but I lived on the East Coast for a while, and there are a lot, right? So when you're driving, you guys just kind of slow down, and then you accelerate into this roundabout. Well, how we're ending our day should be we yield out of our day, right? So if we start our day by slowly accelerating into our day, we yield out of our day. So we're not going from, you guys wake up, you go to class, you lift, you have a team meeting, you have practice, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now I'm just going to go to bed. How's that going to turn out? You literally were going 80 miles an hour and you're going to be like, I'm going to hit a stop sign and just end my day. How's that going to turn out for us?
Not good.
Probably not going to sleep very, very well, right? And if we don't sleep very well, how are we going to be the next day usually?
Grumpy.
Grumpy, yeah. You know, you're going to walk in the room. Grace is going to walk in the room and they're going to be like, what's wrong with her? I didn't sleep very well, right? So we yield out of our day by building PM routines. Okay, so we talked about showering. We talked about putting our clothes away. What are some other things?
Homework.
Eating good.
Eating good, yep. Do we want to eat right before bedtime?
No.
No. We should probably give ourselves a little bit of time, right? Because your body needs to start digesting that food. And if it's digesting, that means you're not resting. Okay? What else? How about doing the reverse of what you did in the morning? So if for me, I'll give my AM routine and then how I reverse it in the evening. So when I wake up, I automatically meditate. That's the very first thing I do. So sorry, we got a little bit of an echo. So when I wake up, I don't get on my phone. If I do get on my phone, it's to put a meditation on. So I do about 30 minutes of meditating. Then I go and I brush my teeth. And when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm playing morning affirmations. So I'm starting to hear really positive things. And then I'll give myself a high five like I talked about in the mirror. Okay. And then I will go and I'll feed my dogs. And then I start my day. So my evening routine, I actually do the opposite of that. Well, I also have coffee. So I reverse it. So before bedtime, I'll have tea. And then I will put the dogs away. And then I will brush my teeth. And then I put an evening meditation on. You guys see that? So I'm reversing how I start my day to how I end my day. And again, it's always with meditation because now I'm putting positive things into my subconscious mind. You guys know what your subconscious mind is? Do you know the difference between your conscious and your subconscious mind?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Your conscious mind is everything that we know that we're doing right now. You're conscious. Your subconscious mind is all our programs. And that is actually 99% more powerful than your conscious mind. So the reason that people could drive a car and also put on makeup. Have you guys ever seen, have you, any of your moms ever do that? Put makeup on and drive a car? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's because she's so familiar with driving that it's in her subconscious mind. It's a program. All right. So another example for you guys. Do you guys consistently do the same practice drills in practice?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The first time you do a drill, tell me one of your hardest drills.
We do very different stuff all the time.
But generally you're gonna repeat drills, right?
Yeah.
Tell me one of your hardest basketball drills.
Learning the plays is what she
Learning the
said.
plays. Okay. So the first time, let's just say, okay, one play. The first time you learn a play, are you very good at it? No. But if you do it over and over again, do you get better at it? Yeah, because your brain is ingraining that. So it becomes a subconscious program. Pretty soon, you don't have to remember anything. You're just doing it because your brain's learned it. Does that make sense? So that's how your subconscious mind works. So if you repeatedly do something over and over again, you ingrain it in your subconscious mind. And that's what we're doing with these habits in the morning and in the evening. Do it over and over and over again. You start to build a habit. It's a choice at first. I'm choosing to be in the top 3% because when I wake up in the morning, I drink water and I meditate and I have affirmations. And then before bed, I maybe drink more water and I do a meditation and I review my day as well. That's another powerful tool that we have is something called recapping our day. Okay. Can anybody remember your day from yesterday? Anybody? Tell me a couple. Is Lillian in there? Lillian?
Yeah.
Lillian, tell me a few things you did yesterday. Start with the end of your day. Just one thing you did at the end of your day.
I slept.
What? She slept.
You slept. Okay. Before that.
Be loud. What'd you do right before you went to bed?
I took my shower.
Showered. Okay. What'd you do in the middle of your day?
Yesterday? We're talking about
Ate
yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
I ate lunch.
Ate lunch. Okay. What'd you do in the morning?
I got ready.
Got ready. Okay. So one practice that we can do before bed is we recap our day. Now you're going to get better at it, right? That seemingly was a little bit challenging for you. Okay. So we will get better at observing our day. So we start our day by let's practice visualizing what we're going to do throughout the course of the day so we can be great. And then we end our day by recapping. And not only just recapping, we're going to actually start to remember the emotions that we were feeling throughout the course of the day. So when you took a shower, you felt calm. When you were at lunch, maybe a friend of yours said something you didn't like and you started to feel irritated, right? But what we'll start to recognize when we recap our day is that events that we thought were red bricks in our life might not have been that big of a deal. And so we can let them go. Does that make sense for you guys? So AM routine, PM routine, making sense? Building the green bricks, recognizing the red bricks that are in our life so that we can eliminate them, as Coach said earlier. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. All right, now I want to talk about more team stuff. Okay, so that was a lot of individual. All right, but before we do that, again, energy. Energy is important. I see you guys. I want you all to stand up right now. Stand up, stand up, stand up, and we're just gonna shake out. Shake out. Move that energy. Move your energy. Come on. Here you go. Here you go. We got. Sometimes we need to take, as Coach said yesterday, the cool jacket off. So if you don't think this is cool, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Ah. Yell it out. Ah. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good. 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 Again, it's energy. It's energy, right? All right. All right. Does anybody know what a wrecking ball is? Whenever I think wrecking ball, I think of Miley Cyrus sitting on that big ball, you know, and it's like in the music video. But does anybody know what a wrecking ball is?
Yeah.
Okay. When a wrecking ball hits a building, what happens?
It crashes, it falls.
How many times? Usually it cracks it, right? And so then the wrecking ball goes back up again, and then it hits the building again, right? And so the wrecking ball actually has to hit that building multiple times before the building falls down. So what would be some wrecking balls? So again, it's not just one big hit and crash, right? So with your team, think about this with your team. It's an analogy for your team. What are some wrecking balls that could take the foundation of your team, crack it, and then if it kept hitting, it would eventually get it to crumble? What are some wrecking balls?
On-court communication.
Poor communication,
Body
Okay.
language.
body language. Yeah, Coach, you want to write these down? Poor body language, poor communication. What would be some examples of poor communication? Swearing at a teammate, maybe.
Yeah.
Making fun
Yeah.
of
What else?
Laughing at
Arguing.
them.
Arguing with a teammate. Yeah. Okay. Poor body language. What are some examples of poor body language?
Puffing and puffing, slouching.
Slouching, huffing and puffing,
Yeah, I don't like it.
Putting your eye on the coach. Putting your eye.
rolling your eyes. That's a good one. What else?
What else?
Okay. Give me some more wrecking balls. So we got poor communication. We got poor body language. What else?
Not looking out for each other.
Say that
Not
again.
Not supporting
having
each
their
other.
back. Yeah.
Not having each other's back.
Yeah.
Okay. So instead of building your teammate up, you're putting them down. And you might be telling other people, well, so and so, Madeline, you know, she's just this, and this, right? Right? We're not actually building our teammate up. We're tearing them down. What else? What are some other wrecking balls?
Division. Like
Division.
Divisions in the
Division.
teams, like division in the groups.
In the team,
like yeah,
everyone have on the same page.
Division within the team.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. How does that happen?
It's like two people are against three people are against one. Like some people are against.
So starting kind of a clique or type of thing where it's Trinity and Jada versus Madeline and Piper type of thing. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, division. Okay. Okay. What else? We have any other wrecking balls?
Right, guys.
No.
Okay. What are some foundation? What would make the team build? Okay, so we start building these green bricks. The foundation of your team. What would that be? What are some of those things?
Pats on the
Get in the
back.
touch.
High five.
Good energy.
Team
Positive
bonding.
positive touches. I love that. There's actual scientific research that says the more times that you positively touch somebody, it affects them. So it's not as much as what you say to people, It's going to be how you make them feel. Okay. So the more times you give your teammates high fives, you slap them on the back, that is going to make them feel good, right? Right? Okay. I heard another one after. We say it again.
Team bonding.
Team bonding. Okay. What do you guys do for team bonding?
Go out to eat together.
Okay.
Arcade.
When did we go to?
Love it. Love it.
interacting
else?
with each other.
Sorry, I didn't hear that last one.
I said just like interacting with one another.
But not just interacting, right? Just remember that we're eliminating that word from yesterday.
I wasn't here.
Encouraging each other. Yeah, how are we interacting with each other? We're interacting with each other in a positive way. We're building each other up. We're communicating with each other in a way that makes my teammate feel good, right? Give me some more foundational things.
Putting like your shoes in someone's like putting yourself in someone's shoe. Thank you.
Being empathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, having understanding for something maybe your teammate is going through. And when we talk about building a team where there's a green space. So when you guys are in that locker room, that should be a green space. You should feel safe. You should feel that you could trust that when you say something to your teammate, she's going to keep it in your green space. She's not going to go out and tell, and I don't know exactly how your guys' school is set up, but she's not going to say, to the boys team, well, hey, Peyton, this is what's going on with Peyton, or this is what's going on with Jada, right? You guys keep that a safe space and then you empathize. I love that. Okay, right now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to write down 3 traits that you think of when you think of a great teammate, the ultimate teammate. Write down 3 traits. What does that look like for you? All right, somebody give me your 3 traits.
I'll go encouraging.
Encouraging. Okay. One more.
Being a leader.
Leader. Okay.
Good attitude.
I like that.
Good attitude.
Good attitude. Great. Okay. When you look at your list of traits, Madeline, what were your 3 traits?
Someone who's kind, a leader, and a team player.
Perfect. Okay. When you look at those 3 traits, what I want you to ask yourself, are you those 3 traits? And if you're not, how do you become those 3 traits? So every day when you guys are walking into the gym, when you're getting ready for practice, when you're going to the weight room and you guys are training together, you need to hold yourself accountable. Am I being the ultimate teammate? And now you've defined what the ultimate teammate is. The ultimate teammate has a good attitude. They're a leader. They're positive, right? Or whatever your 3 is, hold yourself accountable for being the ultimate teammate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. So when we talk about teammates, there's 4 categories that come to mind, or that we have. And this is you guys have this the sheet of the fan, okay? But what we really want to get to is to only have 2 of these. All right? So the goal for your guys' team, if you're going to win a championship, then all of you need to fall into 2 categories. If you have 3 and 4, you're probably not going to win a championship, okay? So the first category that we have is something called light switches. Light switches are the teammates that can turn on and off the team. How their energy goes, they get people to be motivated, right? They're able to they're the ones that become the leaders. They can turn the team on or they can turn the team off. Those are your team leaders. So that's number one. Can you guys think of people in the room that are light switches? Yes? Yes. All right, good. I love the raising your hand there. Okay, the second category are light bulbs. Now, light bulbs are easily turned on and off. They're great listeners. So not everybody on the team can be a leader in a way that, if you have too many leaders, then there's nobody to follow, right? So it's not that it's a bad thing to be a light bulb, easily turned on and off, and able to be a good listener. That's a great role for some people. Do we have some light bulbs in the room?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. Then when we get into 3 and 4, these are the categories we were trying to avoid with our team. So blades. So like the blade on a fan, right? These are the type of teammates that you were saying a little bit earlier about, hey, Emily, did you see what Gigi did? Right? Those types of people that they start spreading rumors or gossip with their teammates and to other teams. Okay, so that's a blade. They start swirling things around that don't need to be swirled around. Make sense? Okay. Then the fourth one is what we really don't want, right? So have you guys ever heard the term when the poo hits the fan?
No. Yes.
Yes, now.
Yeah. What happens when the poo hits the fan?
It's
Stuff
spread.
is crazy.
It gets sprayed everywhere and it's a mess, right? And it smells. Okay. So the fourth category is the poo. What do we have to do if the poo hits the fan?
Clean it up.
We got to turn that fan off first, right? Because we don't want that stuff still spreading. And yeah, you're right. We got to clean it up. So what happens is if we have poo, usually the blades start working. So again, we don't want those two categories. All your goals should be to be either light bulbs or light switches throughout the course of the year. And how you do that, remember, is you look at the 3 qualities that you put in as a good teammate, and you make sure that you're holding yourself accountable to those 3 qualities. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Okay. One takeaway assignment for tonight is, who did their green album?
I did.
We got a couple people that did their green album.
Yeah.
Okay. So another one is going to be to do a green playlist. Okay. So you guys talked about listening to music in the morning. So you're going to make a playlist on your phone that is all songs that create positive feelings for you. And this green playlist is going to be something that you listen to when we're being pulled down into the red. Okay. The green playlist is meant to be played in order, so we don't flip it around. So this is actually something to use before games. So when do you guys play your first game?
Next Sunday.
Wow, next Sunday already. And it counts.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this would be something that you guys practice, that you use for games. So when you need to be at your best, perform at your best, right? We use the green playlist and we use the green photo album to help us get there. It's like professional athletes, sometimes they like to use energy drinks, right? Or, you guys might use those as well. This is a tool for us to help us get into the green. All right. So does that make sense? So you guys will be putting a playlist together, a list of songs that not just songs you like. These are songs that make you feel good or they get you pumped up. And in with that playlist, you'll keep them in order. Okay. So you won't use that playlist and shuffle it around. Okay, we got that?
Yes.
Okay.
Song it reminds you of some place you were at when you heard that song and something awesome was happening, right?
I get it. My pants on.
What was that?
Think of it. This song called Think of It. It's not.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
I'm in the thick of it. Everybody knows.
All right.
Understand? Okay. All right.
All right, good. Okay. What happens when you guys don't perform at your best individually? What usually starts to happen in your mind?
You doubt yourself.
You doubt yourself. Yep.
You get
Okay, so go ahead, keep going.
Second guess yourself.
Second guess yourself. Yep.
You get in a bad mood.
You get in a bad mood. Yep.
Your body language might start to change.
Your body language starts to change. And again, that energy starts to deplete, and you doubt yourself. So there's this famous sports commentator. His name's Bill Walton. Does anybody know who Bill Walton is?
No.
I've heard of him.
You've heard of him? He actually passed away. He passed away this year. But I remember watching a game a couple years ago. He was commentating an NCAA game. It was a men's game, and within the first 15 minutes, the team missed a shot, and he's like, "Oh man, he missed that shot, man. They're gonna lose this game." And so he started this commentary already of negativity. And so one of the things for us to learn is that we got to turn the dial down on the shoulds. We got to turn the dial down on the Bill Waltons in our mind that are telling us that when things happen that aren't great, or we're not performing at our best or at a level that we believe that we should be performing at, we got to turn the level down so that we're not shoulding ourselves. We should have done this, or I would have, or could have, or should have. So we got to stay out of the woods and turn the volume down on that commentator. Okay. Does that make sense? And then what do we do after that? How do you get into the present moment?
You forget the past.
How do you forget the past?
Lock in.
Yeah, you move on to the next one.
Again, yeah. You forget.
How do you move on to the next play?
Short-term
Shake
memory.
it off.
Oh my God.
Madeline, what did you say?
Focus on what you need to do.
Okay, focus on the next play. Remember, use the tool of, hey, I just touched my touchstone, or I use a something on my body, and now I forgot what that is, and I'm on to the next thing, right? I'm in the present moment. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing now. Okay, so the gift of the present moment, reminding yourself that you are great. So another thing I want you guys to do right now. Have you ever heard of an affirmation? Do you know what affirmations are?
Yes, ma'am.
What are they?
Encouraging words that make you feel good.
Encouraging words that make you feel good. And they're even a little bit more than that. They are powerful I am statements. When you say I am and something after it, you are putting it out there that you embody that. Okay, so right now we're going to practice putting an affirmation together. Okay, so I want you all to write down I am, and then whatever it is that you want to be. Okay, somebody want to share their I am affirmation?
Come on, Jada, give it to us.
Jada.
I put I am great. That's the first one I put on.
Exactly. You go, guys.
Somebody else put that too? I am great.
I put,
Okay, you put that too?
I put brave and great and I am cute.
You are, I am cute. I love
Yeah.
that. What's your name?
I'm Trinity.
Trinity. Trinity, tell me how that makes you feel.
It makes me feel good about myself.
You feel good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a great practice, is to write down in the morning or before bed. Again, another green brick habit for you. I am cute. I am great. And you not only do you write it down, you feel that feeling before anything happens. There's a teacher, his name is Bob Proctor. He's a teacher for manifestation, mainly with money. Who likes money? Everybody likes money, right? Everybody either likes it or they don't know they like it because they need it, right? But he does something called affirmations, and he'll say things like, I am so happy and grateful now that I have whatever. But you do that before you actually get whatever it is that you want. So practice this. I'm so happy and grateful now that we have won a championship, right? Because you all want to win a championship. Write that down. I'm so happy and grateful now that we won a championship.
We did win the state championship last year, by the way. This
Okay.
year, spring.
Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. Now I want to do this with the team. So let's create a few affirmations for your guys' team. You guys build them for your team.
We are great.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
We are
What is-
powerful.
Okay.
We are unstoppable.
We are
Okay.
strong.
We are confident.
You're confident. I love that.
We are brave.
successful.
Well,
What does great mean? Tell me what greatness looks like.
We're brave.
We are successful.
We are successful. Tell me what successful looks like.
Winning.
Winning.
What else?
So that you're winning games, you're successful. What else? Are you good in the classroom?
Yeah, growing as a team, not just winning, but like building
Getting
as a
better.
team. Getting better as a team. Be quiet. Sorry, I had
You're
a
getting better. You're enjoying the process of getting better. Does that mean when you show up into practice every day, you have a smile on your face and you appreciate and you're grateful what coach has to say to you? Yes?
ma'am.
Yes. You know what gratefulness is? Gratefulness is the highest form of receivership, because when you're grateful for something, that means you've already gotten it. Can you be grateful before you get the thing that you want?
Yeah.
Can you practice that? Can you practice being grateful before you get the thing that you want? Or taking a look at the things that you already have and being grateful for them. So that's changing our perspective. How many times? So 90%, 97% of the world focuses on the things that they don't have. What if you started focusing on the things that you have and how you feel before you have things that you want? How powerful would that be? Would you be in the top 3% if you started doing that? If you started practicing that every day? Trinity, would it be powerful if you started practicing being grateful
Yes.
before you actually got whatever it is that you want?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So you guys just wrote down some really powerful statements. Are you able, now that you put them out there, you put it out in the universe, you put it on the whiteboard, coach, can you guys be those things every single day?
We could be those things every single day.
What happens when something when a red moment occurs? Are you still able to be those things?
Yes.
Yes. What are the tools that help you to be those things?
Calming down.
Say that again.
Calming down.
Calming down. Okay. Recognizing that emotion is coming up. And so I calm myself down. What's a great way to calm yourself down? Does anybody know?
The
reset button.
Reset button. Okay. There's one great thing that actually we could do very easily, and we all do it all day long unconsciously.
Breathe.
But you could do this consciously too. What can you guess what it is?
What?
You have to do it to stay alive. I'm going to give you a hint. Breathe. Yes. Yes. So oftentimes when we have red events in our lives and we're producing that cortisol, we forget to breathe. Okay. So a great way to get regulated is to take a deep breath. Let's all practice that. That's a great practice when you're going to the free throw line. Before you shoot your free throw, to take a deep breath. Now, when you take a deep breath, you've actually, again, you've regulated your emotion, you've slowed yourself down, and you're going to go perform better. Okay? Can we all do that? Very easy, right? That's an easy one to do. Give me something else. When a red event is let's do a little role play. Okay, we're in practice and you guys are competing against each other. And somebody gets a little chippy on a rebound and throws an elbow and hits their teammate. And that teammate who's in my screen right now in the white shirt? What's your name?
Mario?
He's one of our guys. He's one of our
Oh,
guys.
gotcha.
Mario.
Okay, sorry.
But he's a part of it. He's a part of the group. He can help. He can answer.
Okay. Dario, let's say you get elbowed from your teammate. What are you feeling? Anger. Okay. How are you going to get yourself back regulated so that you don't respond and punch that teammate in the face or do something that would cause recruiting our own problems?
Just walking away from it. Water break.
Water break? What if you can't take a water break? The drill's still going.
If you can get him to answer this question, this class is worth it.
Drill's still going. You're frustrated. You really want to punch your teammate in the face because he just elbowed you.
Take a deep breath.
There you go. Take a deep breath. There's one. Yeah, perfect. Take a deep breath. What about even just in your mind, thinking of something that makes you happy? Right?
Yeah.
You got something that makes you happy. Tell me something that makes you happy.
My bad.
All right. You need to picture that in your mind for a second. All right. Now you've re-regulated yourself and now you can get back into practice in a more positive state. All right. I threw a lot out there. Who's got any questions?
What questions do you have? You have to speak up.
There's 2 questions.
2 questions. Okay, speak up, Grace.
So when you meditate, right? Do you sometimes get distracted or it's like you are focused throughout the 30 minutes?
Say it slowly and loud.
You said you meditate every morning. So I wanted to for the meditation, are you focused throughout the 30 minutes or you sometimes get distracted and bring your mind back?
Great question. Do I sometimes get distracted? Yes. Meditation actually takes practice. It's slowing our minds down, and it's okay to have thoughts. It's okay. Okay. There's no such thing as bad meditation. Isn't that fun? Right? So it's practicing slowing our minds down and maybe even just noticing a thought, notice it, and then let it go. And the more times you do it, the better it is. And eventually what happens is in your everyday life, when events start to occur, when our red events start to occur, they have less of an effect on us because we practiced just letting things go in meditation. Very good question.
And then Lillian has a question. Sometimes it does. Speak up, Lillian.
Please, like the example you gave with the teammates all going. Like, if that teammate realize he or she has done that mistake, instead of her apologizing, she goes. She just left.
Then what? What's the
Then
question?
what? Like,
Okay,
I
so
want
she's,
What do you do with somebody that apologize?
yeah, like, what if they hit you, right? And
they
they
know
know that they hit you, but they just walk up and just brush it off. But they already know that affects you, but they still would like talk to you about it.
yeah.
What if your teammate hits you and they know that they hit you, but they don't apologize? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Okay. What I would say is, what can you control?
Yourself.
yourself and your
Yourself. You get to control yourself. One very magical thing, and this is going to be for your guys' team this year, but this is also going to be for your life in general, is that when we start to take control of our own emotions and stop becoming victims to the world around us, to the environment around us, then we are empowered, right? We have the power to decide how we're going to feel, what we're going to think, and how we're going to react. So when your teammate maybe hits you in practice, it may or may not be accidental, but they don't apologize. What you yourself get to decide how you respond. Isn't that powerful, right? Instead of getting frustrated and angry at the teammate, maybe you just say, hey, I'm good. And you smile and you move on, right? And now you're not recruiting your own problems. Remember that snowball that coach had at the beginning? That could go either way. That could go positive or negative. If you snowballed in the negative direction because you were so frustrated that your teammate hit you and they didn't apologize, and then that caused you to mess up on a play, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about messing up on a play and you keep going in that direction, well, you just created a pretty bad practice for yourself, all because somebody did something that you didn't like and they didn't apologize. Imagine how powerful it would be that they did something you didn't like and they didn't apologize, and you let it go and you made a great play in the next play. And then you have a great practice. How good does that feel?
I think another
Right?
that same thing, coach, is in a game.
In a game.
What if somebody does something to you in a game? What if a referee does something to you in a game? Because I mean, you get in your mind, and then you carry that, and you stop. You got to go next play, right? What if you miss a shot? What if you miss a big time shot? And it's like, you got to let it go. Like, you can control yourself.
Yep. The reality is that you're going to miss over half the shots you take, right? If you're a 40% shooter, that's pretty good, especially from the 3-point line. 40% is pretty good. That's a pretty good average. That means you missed 6. That means you missed more shots than you made. And so if you're allowing yourself to mentally and physically, you start thinking about missing shots and feeling upset, that's a feedback loop, and you stay in that feedback loop. So what coach is saying is 100% correct. We move on to the next play. We stay in the present moment. We continue to feel good. We continue to think thoughts that we want. We want to make the next shot, so we think about making the next shot. You guys could even practice on the sideline if you're not in a game. Visualize yourself doing something good when you go in the game. So then when you go in the game, your brain's already been there. You're able to do it that much easier. You've already created the neural pathways in your mind. Any more questions? There's a lot of information, I know.
Be loud.
So the evening routine you were saying, to like recap back on your day, is it sometimes okay to like just let your emotions flow when you're alone?
Yeah, remember the example I used of the tea kettle, right?
Maybe something happened during training and it's like you swallowed it during the training and you just left it and you train. Is it okay to go home and just like let that feeling flow during that time?
Yes. Yes, it is. That's another good question. And when we talk about energy, and Hannah's going to get into fears and those sorts of things, but when we store energy in our body, it usually becomes something called disease. Our body becomes dysregulated with the emotion because we haven't let it go somewhere, and then we start to get sick. We may get injured easier because you haven't let that emotion flow through you. So that's a very intelligent, really, really good question that you just asked. Yeah, when you're by yourself, it's okay. Let it go. You could sometimes we need to cry. Sometimes we need to be a little bit angry, right? But if we keep holding on to it, it can cause disease. It can cause illness. It can cause injuries. So yeah, let that go. Let it go. Again, this program, becoming elite performance training, isn't saying that red things, bad or negative events aren't going to happen in your life. They're going to happen. It's saying that how do we react to those events? And sometimes we are going to have a reaction. Sometimes we're going to have a reaction, but we just don't want to stay there very long, right? We don't want to stay in that either anxious, disappointed, angry, frustrated, all those emotions that aren't going to get us to where we want to go, which is winning championships and being a college player. We don't want to stay there in those very long, but we do need to recognize that they're going to happen. Okay.
Great questions. Do we have any homework?
No homework this evening. So you guys still have the book bag
Do that.
assignments. So we'll do that. And then if you didn't do your individual timelines from the day for your red and green events, do those. And then for your lifetime, and that will help with the book bag assignment. Okay.
All right. So Coach, thank you so much. I won't be here tomorrow. Coach Trey is going to facilitate that up. And
Yep.
Coach Gia might be doing some note taking for us because she's good at that. And then we'll make sure everybody gets your emotional timeline stuff done for tomorrow. And then I'll also not be there Friday, but this is great stuff. And so everybody say thanks. Let's give Coach a big hand. Clap it up.
All right. Thank you guys. Hannah will be with you guys tomorrow and Thursday. Okay.
Maddie, thank you for jumping in. Everybody else is going to have to watch it later on their own. And Coach, send me that link for the recording if you can.
Got it. All
Thanks,
right. See you
everybody.
guys.
All right. Have a good night. Bye, Maddie.
Bye, Maddie.